Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the BabloNKeloShow. I'm your host, Bablo.
And I'm your co-host, Kelo. Oh.
That's right. Two dudes.
One mic.
We're going to talk about something real sentimental.
Yes, sir.
Something real deep.
Yes, sir.
And why it's needed, in the family household. The topic's going to be why both parents matter.
Yes, sir. Fathers and mothers, they both matter. Not my mama, not my father, both of them.
Both.
B-O-A-M.
Both. That's right.
B-O-A-M.
Mr. Man, you feel English, bro.
Jesus Christ. Bro.
I don't know how your English teacher
Hey, man, it's all hundreds in my class, right? All hundreds.
Jesus Christ, bro.
But ain't it both B-O-A-M, though?
No. B-O-T-H, bro. Is the correct English term, bro.
Both.
If you from the hood, it's both.
Jesus.
Because you don't know how to spell.
Jesus. Alright, my bad on that. It's B-O-T-H. You know what I'm saying? In the comments, please, how do you spell both? Is it B-O-A-F or is it B-O-T-H? In the comments, please spell it out.
Please, if you ever go to his class as a teacher, just know you're getting an F+.
Hey man, if you in my class, right? If you're going to be in my class, then you might have some issues, man.
Sometimes having both parents in a children's life really matters, right? A lot of times, a mother raises their kid by themselves, right? And they're now the father.
What you mean all the time? What that mean?
Hey man, there's a lot of single mothers out there, bro.
Whose fault is that?
Huh?
When somebody says a lot, right? It means more than 50%. Is that what a lot means? More than 50%? Huh? So you took, bro. So what about?
You know in Colombia, for example.
Mr. Man, when I be in Colombia, stop that, bro. We're in America, bro.
Shout out to Colombia.
Yes, I'm like, oh yeah, in Colombia, bro. But now, I'm saying, but some I don't think circumstances, situation happens. But what about, we always talk about single mother. What about single father? How come they don't get no love?
Huh? Because at the end of the day,
I have a friend that's single father right now, struggling. You ain't got no.
Are you a single father?
Yeah, no government assistance.
You don't get no child support?
No, I don't get child support. Well, how many fathers you don't get child support from the mother, bro?
Why do you file child support?
So you got no money. So I have a friend right now. He's struggling right now. He got 3 kids.
By the same mother?
Same woman. She left him with the kids and just disappeared. So and then single fathers they don't get no love.
He can still file with the government. They'll still give him something.
He's not gonna do that.
That's his problem. That he chose not to.
He's gonna cut it out.
Yeah, he just got money.
Bro,
he ain't 100% man where he can take care of his kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying.
Hey man, tell him to reach out to me, man, so I can teach him some financials 101.
But no, I'm just saying that I understand situation. A lot of women are single moms per se, but there are single fathers out there struggling too. And how come they don't get no love? The same with Mother's Day and Father's Day. Mother's Day is put on this pedestal. Father's Day is like.
Okay, let me ask you.
So
let me ask you a question to that, right? So, I'm sure you come from a 2-parent household, right?
I come from a 3-parent household.
Who's a 3-parent? Jesus Christ. That's a lot going on in that household, bro.
Yeah,
no, so, if something was to happen, right, who do you run to, your mom or dad? Your mom, right? Most of the time you go to your mom, you be like, oh.
It depends though. It depends on the situation. It just depends,
Who does the kid love more in the parent situation? The mom, right? That's gonna be how it is. Because she's the one that gave you life.
I wouldn't say you love your mom more.
Like me, I like my dad more. Even though we don't get along, we argue all the time. We can argue this morning today, but we'll be friends again by tomorrow or by nighttime, right?
But I think I think my mom's more easier to talk to.
That's how it normally is.
I think my mom it's more easier to talk to my mom than talk to my father, because fathers can be a little judgmental.
But they're beating that judgmental out of you.
Depends on the situation, and when growing up, not now, but when I growing up, you're afraid of your father, right? Because any little thing you wasn't gonna be beat up, whatever. So that situation makes you more inclined to go to your mom. Your mom's not gonna beat you up, you know. She's not gonna beat you up, so it's easy to talk to someone that's not gonna beat you up. So yeah.
I mean, like I said, to me, like I said, I prefer my dad because sometimes, like, my dad is real unauthentic, like he's an asshole, but he wants the best for us.
Yeah, I mean, both parents want the best.
Both parents do want the best for us, but in terms of being stricter, the father is more willing to do that.
That's true. So kind of your mom, to me, your mom gonna sugarcoat things, right? Yeah. To make sure your feelings are not hurt. But your father's not. He's gonna let you know how it is. Mm-hmm. It's not black or white. He's gonna let you know.
Yep. I mean, like I said, it really kind of depends. Like I said, we both live in a 2-parent household. Mm-hmm. We both are raised by our parents. Obviously, like I said, for my situation, my dad, they beat us, versus.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, kids nowadays don't get beat, man.
Yeah, that's true. And then, coming from an African household, so it's a little.
They go find twig for outside the tree. The next one, bro.
The upbringing is a little different, but I mean, would I say being beat is the best parenting? Probably not, but did it help me, not do the things I was doing? Yeah, definitely.
So what about the people that grew up without a father or grew up without a mother?
That's the thing. So,
like, there's circumstances to where the father and mother deceased.
That's the thing. If you grow up with a father, your mom cannot teach you to be a man. That's the thing. Like as we talk right now, we said our mother kind of sugarcoat a lot of things to shut us, right?
Yeah.
But a father, this is the world. This is what can and cannot happen.
Yeah.
So he let us know the real. If you're going this way, guess what's gonna happen? You either end up in jail or something worse than that, right? Mm-hmm. But your mom is not gonna do that. Especially, let's say, so basically I got in trouble in school, right? So I got in trouble in school, and then my mom.
What did you get in trouble for? Not going to school, get an F, not passing, bro.
I was a local terrorist. I was terrorizing my English teacher. So
what?
I was terrorizing my English teacher.
Jesus Christ.
So
we have a terrorist growing up. Huh?
So basically, it's 2 different reactions now. Call my mom. My mom said no. That my son can never do that, right? Okay, let me talk to him to figure out what's going on. Well, what did she do to him to make him act that way? That's my mom response. Flip it to my father. All right, let me get off work. I'm gonna deal with him. Let me get up.
I'm gonna deal with it. You knew.
Let me get up. No questions asked. What happened? Why did you do this? What did she say to you? None of that. It's just okay. When he gets home, I don't know what to do. So that day, my dad comes home like around 9 p.m. right? So that day I went to bed early. I went to bed early to so I'll miss him. You know what I'm saying? So
why? Why would you do that?
If I go to bed early, he won't.
That guy gonna stop an African parent.
Oh hell nah. Yeah. Woke up.
Bro, that punishment is still coming.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, punishment was still coming. Yeah.
Bro, yeah. I don't know why you went to sleep, bro. I would have stayed awake, bro.
So if I go to bed early, you're call me, Callie. Oh, but daddy's sleeping.
You're gonna get it the night or the morning. It's better to get it in the night, bro. So at least you go to sleep crying, bro. You can go to sleep easy, bro.
So basically, those 2 situations, there's always repercussions for your actions, right? I was terrorizing my English teachers. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, I was trying to be cool, fit in with the other kids, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like parents that or kids that don't have a parent in their life. There's there's a lot of aspects that you covered, that you touched upon. A father can, a mother cannot do what a father can do, right?
And
And a father cannot do what a mother can do.
can
So,
definitely, yeah.
ladies, gentlemen out there of the world, right? Regardless of whatever you think about your partner or the person that you had a kid with, right? At the end of the day, as long as the person is willing to be in a kid's life, as long as the person is willing to be supportive, right? Sometimes they may not be there financially. Sometimes it's tough for them, right? If you're able and capable of doing it, right? Sometimes just try to make peace and amends with it, because at the end of the day, a kid will go far once they have both parents in their lives, right? You guys don't have to be together, right? As long as you guys can, coordinate together and conversate together in terms of raising a kid and a child, I think that things will get better, because once you realize, kids are the smartest people in this world, right? As they grow up, sometimes they'll start realizing that, hey, why didn't I have a dad? Why didn't I have a mother, right? I can give us an example of, I have a person that I know, right, that literally found out that, the kid was his, right? So it wasn't that, the mother was trying to actually put the kid, the father on child support, which she ended up doing.
But why she do that for?
Huh?
Why she do that?
Because she was trying to get a hold of the father. The father wasn't trying to respond or, reach out or be a part of the kid's life, so that was the only way. The kid kind of wanted to know about the father's family. Where do I have any siblings? Do I have any brothers? Do I have any sisters? All that stuff, or uncles or aunts, all that. At the end of the day, having both parents in the household, or two parents, it teaches discipline, right? Because again, what a mother won't do, a father will do. They kind of play the good and bad cops, right? It teaches identity, how to handle pressure, how to stand up for yourself. There's a lot of things that one parent can only do, but with two parents, they can go far. Sometimes, we just gotta, learn to be there for, the kids. But at the end of the day, kids without fathers, they'll have either daddy issues, they'll have mommy wounds, trust problems, approval. Let's just try, like I said, let's try to be, more supportive as parents. And this is what, like I said, why a two-parent household really matters. At the end of the day, like I said, my parents have been married for over 40 plus years. Kelly's, I believe it's over, 30 something plus years. Mm-hmm. So, it's always good to, and I think that a lot of people strive for that in terms of longevity, at the end of the day. Just keep in mind that, we're always here for you. If you always need a place that you want to listen and talk or whatever. And, maybe in the near future, we'll be going live where we can actually take questions and comments and stuff. Like I said, stay tuned. We got more conversations that we're going to talk about.
Definitely.
I'm your host, Bablo.
I'm your co-host, Kelly.
And we're out, signing out. Thanks for joining.